Hello everyone, and welcome to Lorna Metal. I'm starting Metal Fest Fridays. I don't know, you'll find out what I call it whenever I choose the title for the video. But what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to find 4 or 5 stories, normally from the past week, within the metal community. Since this is the first one, I have some that's dating back a little bit farther that I thought was interesting that I wanted to bring to light. I will also be talking about tours coming up, and I will be checking out some newer music most of the time from that week, but since, like I said, this is the first one, I'll probably check out some that are a little older, and I'm going to try at least to check out 2 or 3 lesser known bands, underground bands that might have less than 1,000 listeners on Spotify, so get them some exposure if I'm liking what I'm hearing. So just to get right into it, Neil Peart, so many people already know this, but Neil Peart has passed away from the band Rush, most known for the band Rush, on January 7th, so about a week and a half ago. And this is pretty devastating to the rock and metal community, because Neil Peart, he inspired so many drummers and made so many drummers what they are today and gave them the inspiration. And he was just, he was an amazing guy. Everything you hear about him, he had a pretty rough, sad life if you actually look into it at times. But he really inspired a lot of people to stay with their dreams and everything. He died in Santa Monica, and over the last weekend, a lot of people expressed their sadness in the rock and metal communities, notably Dave Grohl of the Foo Fighters. He made a social media post expressing his sadness toward the situation, and Danny Carey even played at a show last weekend, at a Tool show last weekend. Danny Carey even played his drum solo Chocolate Chip Trip from their new album with a picture of Neil behind him, and they also played a little part of A Passage to Bangkok by Rush. So that's that sad news. But let's get into more disappointing news. If you have not heard, or if you know the band or don't know the band, whatever, Lorna Shore fired their vocalist CJ McCreery back in, what was around Christmas. So they fired him for sexual misconduct allegations. A lot of people had questions, are Lorna Shore still releasing their album Immortal on January 31st? Because they did cancel their Asia tour, and they seemingly postponed their album. But this past week they came back and said the album will still be released on schedule, January 31st, with CJ's vocals. So they're not re-recording vocals. They said that really didn't make sense. It's a lot of extra work, and they said that their fans have waited long enough. So we're still getting new music from Lorna Shore on January 31st, and I will definitely be listening to some of that on the 2 episodes from now of this right here. So really excited for that. CJ's vocals sound amazing. Too bad that he either did or didn't do those things. If he did, then, you know, fuck him. But yeah, that's that. So next up we have Mayhem Fest. Now Mayhem Fest, I don't know if you disbanded, I don't know what you call it, but ended in 2015, and a few months ago they announced that they'd be bringing it back this year for 2020. Now, rumor has it that Megadeth and Lamb of God will be headlining Mayhem Fest, which is pretty awesome. I saw Lamb of God at Exit 111 in Manchester, Tennessee back in October. They were amazing. It was the first and only time I've seen them, and I really loved it. They're rumored to be working on some new music currently. Megadeth was also supposed to be at Exit 111, but because Dave Mustaine got diagnosed with throat cancer, and he was going through treatment, he had to, cancel that show, unfortunately. Now, I'm not really sure on the exact update on that. Last time I heard, it was around September, October, around the same time. Like, he'd already canceled the show for October that I went to, but it was around that same time where he said the doctors are looking very positive, and he was going through, like, last rounds of treatment. So hopefully Dave Mustaine's good, and the throat cancer's not messing up his vocal performances too much, which I know that's not the important part. They seem to be out there doing stuff. They went on a short little tour with Five Finger Death Punch, so hopefully he is doing a lot better, and maybe it went into remission. I'll have to look that up. So Mayhem Fest with them two, and Megadeth are rumored to be releasing new music, or trying to release new music this year as well. I don't know if that means an album or singles or live performances. I'm not sure. So yeah, we'll just have to see about that. Now, Ozzy Osbourne, a lot of people have seen, his condition because it's been on the media very prominently, and after he did that song with Post Malone, everyone seemed to be like, who's this guy? No one knows this guy. Man, people who listen to pop, dude, don't even know the Prince of Darkness himself. Shaking my head on that one. But he's been seen, people have taken pictures of him looking pretty rough, and some people are rumoring that he's on his deathbed. His daughter Kelly was not very happy with that. She said she had spent some time with him over the past weekend and everything, and she'd seen all this, and it kind of angered her because she said he's doing fine as far as what she says. Now, obviously, he did have that ATV accident last year. I'm not sure on the exact date, but dude's 71. He's still in recovery, so it seems to, at least from his family's perspective, that he's fine right now. So people can just shut that shit down. So now, that was all on my stories. I'm going to get into a couple of tours from some bands that I love. Not necessarily just US, but we got a couple of European shows too and everything. So first up, we have Chelsea Grin, and they are touring United States from March 7th to April 11th. Then they're going to the UK, I think, maybe for just a show or two. So they'll be in the UK for there. But look, you can find most of these on like Ticketmaster or something like that. Now I know Spot, which is what I'm going to talk about next. You can go to spotcult.com, and that's SPITE. If you know the band, you should know how to spell that. But yeah, you can go to spotcult.com. They have their announcements. They're touring from February 5th. So yeah, so a couple weeks, February 5th to March 22nd. And they'll actually be in Atlanta, and I'm thinking about going to that, but there's also a couple of other ones that I'm thinking about going to, namely Acacia Strain, which their American tour is February 28th to April 5th. And I think that they're with like Rotting Out and Creeping Death and a couple other ones, but like I said, those can be found on Ticketmaster, or follow these bands' social medias, and normally as their cover page or their profile pic, they'll have those. And they post pretty often, so that's how I find out all this stuff. Now, Unprocessed, one of my favorite progressive metal bands, I haven't seen anything, so if anyone knows if they're doing a North American tour soon, comment, let me know. But I saw where February 11th to 15th, so 4 nights consecutively, they'll be in the UK, I don't know if you call it a tour, but mini tour, I don't know, just 4 shows. If you haven't heard their music, go check out, especially on YouTube, go check out their music on YouTube so you can actually see the playthroughs. Manuel Fernandez, one of the greatest guitarists of our generation, by far. Now, Whitechapel, they have their European tour from April 10th to May 3rd or something. So they have their European tour there. They'll probably do a North American tour shortly after that. So I'm looking forward to that because I saw them at Exit 111 and it was probably the best show I've ever seen in my entire life. If you get a chance to go check them out, it's definitely well worth the maybe $30 you'd be paying a piece to go. So go check them out. Now, Tool, I just wanted to throw this out there because they will be in my vicinity pretty soon. They are on tour currently. Tonight, I think they have Las Vegas. So January 17th, I think they're in Las Vegas, and then they're going to move towards the East Coast, and their tour ends the 1st of February, maybe on February 1st, but definitely the 1st of February, and that ends in New Orleans. So if you have $150,000 to spend on a ticket, then Tool's the people to go see. Yeah. So with that being said, I'm going to get into some music. So checking out some music. I'm going to bring out my phone, see if the audio's good enough. So I'm going to sit here. First up, I'm going to play a song that came out in mid-December, and it's by a band called Through the Earth, and the song is called I Am Become Death. They have less than 1,000 listeners on Spotify, and I thought they were notable enough to play. Let's give it a listen. This is a great solo. Definitely go check that one out. I thought the guitar solo was really good on that. It's not necessarily the subgenre-ish, the little niche that I normally listen to, but it's a really good one. So up next we have another smaller band that's under 1,000 listeners on Spotify. And this band is called Of Serpents, and this song also came out in mid-December. So this song is called Incinerator. Very nice vocals on this. I'm liking this already. Yeah, I knew that blast beat was about to happen. Nice pre-chorus or whatever this is here. Depends on where it goes after. Okay. Still loving the vocals a lot. The vocals, I like the vocals on that song a lot more than the last song, but both songs were good. I like the guitar in the first song that I played a lot better than this one. There's some things that I would do different, but I'm not in this band, and that's not my style of music, so I'm just living shit. So, up next we have Dragged Under. If you know Rest Repose, which was Jared Dines on YouTube, who's big on YouTube, Ryan Fluff Bruce, who does Riffs, Beards, and Gear on YouTube. Go check those channels out. They're really good. But former Rest Repose members, Ryan Fluff Bruce, Josh Wilhorn, and Tony Capacci, I don't know how you say his name. But you'll see Tony on some of Jared Dines and Austin Dickey's videos on Dickey Dines Show. They made a band, Dragged Under, and I've listened to a few of their singles. They released their album today, so I'm about to check that out. And also, since I mentioned Austin Dickey, for the likes of you, hopefully they're coming out with new music. I'm calling you out, Dickey. But yeah, we're going to get into that Dragged Under album and check it out. This one's called Covered in Sin. Oh yeah. What I've heard so far kind of puts me in the mind of like mid to late 2000s punk scene, which is probably what they're going for because that's what it sounds like. I'm liking the choruses in most of the songs. Hypochondria, go check that out definitely. Chelsea, I think, was their latest single before their album release. That was pretty good. That was probably my least favorite of the singles. We're gonna check out one more, and that will be The Hardest Drug. Oh, the guitar riff. Like the harmonics there. Nice touch. Nice added touch there. Nice on the vocals. Oh yeah, dude. I'm feeling this one. Oh, nice. Nice lead work. Okay, I like that. It was really good. The interlude and the pre-chorus and the chorus all put together. I wasn't expecting each one of them to come. I thought it was going to be done after each one. That might be my new favorite. I like that. It's called The Hardest Drug by Dragged Under, so definitely go check that out. Notable song that came out recently is Soak Me in Bleach by the MD Affliction, and also Cannibal by Bury Tomorrow. This has been Metal Fest Fridays, or whatever I decide to name it. You'll know before the video or me saying this. Come back every day, new 1-minute guitar lessons on Tuesdays. That'll be my days to do whatever the hell and come up with cool skits and everything. You have a slamtastic day.